Hey there, team. How we doing? We've got a 3v2 siege here. Oh, was this one I was a bit confused about. Because I think I've got two battles that are on the Witch King Sanctum, or the Witch Realm Sanctum. Wait, is that this one? Yeah, I think so. What is this map? Is this like the Witch Realm Sanctum, or is this... Alright, I might have this battle from two different perspectives. We'll see. If not, it might just be two battles on the same map. That'll be a surprise for later. So this is a 44,000 frame. Oh yeah, 44,500 frames, and I forgot to make a cup of tea beforehand. So I might have a little pause midway through if I start to really struggle. But yeah, sometimes I'm just so excited and ready to record that I forget to make the necessary preparations. This is interesting. Looks like you can run up here. Sometimes when you see this texture, it's very difficult to get you guys to run up that, but it does look shallow enough to get up. I'm sure you can. Anyway, we got, this is another one from Colonel Speaks here. So we got the Mordor forces under his command, and next time he's got Angmar by Hades of the Underworld. So it's going to be interesting. Both Stormcloak's Rebellion. Yeah, I'm very bad for just being like, oh, it's the SR clan, and never actually like looking and seeing and reminding myself what the numbers, not the numbers, the letters actually mean. So we've got these Mordor troops. Of course, this is 0.97 still. This is me just plowing through all of the old 0.97 recordings that have been sent. So will be some changes to, of course, the new game. Minas Morgul Chosen there, some Orc Fodder sounds. Well, the unarmor upgrade to Temple Executioners, quite odd to see for a Mordor defense. Oh wait, no, and Temple Guard here, yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, usually you would see the Temple Executioners with that armor upgrade when Mordor is on the defense, but they do look really quite menacing without that armor upgrade for sure. More on archers there, some Orc Fodder. Behind them, some more on halberds, the Olag High, some more fodder and javelins, and more archers. So yeah, it's interesting because you get quite a balanced army with Mordor, because you do have all the necessary tools, and then the Nazgul, of course, Melkor's Chosen, and the Uruk captains too. Some of your basic tools are just maybe not very good, but yeah, we'll see how that goes. Then the Blackguard there from the start of these Angmar forces. The Angmar Marauders, some snag of stalkers getting in the way there, but it's armor upgraded Gardens of Cardolan, some Witch Realm Pikes, more Witch Realm Pikes, more Guardians and Gundabad Guard there. Any armor upgrades? No armor upgrade for the Gundabad Guard. You're not seeing any sort of dwarven items being used. Sneeze. Sorry, cat. Then some Blackwatch Legion without the armor upgrade. Kind of interesting that the Blackwatch Legion don't have the armor upgrade, but the Gardens of Cardolan do. I would have probably put them on the Blackwatch Legion myself first. Then the Trolls of Angmar. Any Trolls of Gundabad? Doesn't look like it. No, he's just gone for a single troll today. Nice. Now, of course, with the new Angmar roster in 0.98, you can only have... Whoa! Can you get 2 units off them? I think they're both the same troll, but I think you can get 2 units of troll before you go into the red limit. Anyway, it does still allow Angmar to be a very blitzy evil faction. So I do quite enjoy this map. It's a nice sort of place for the attackers to be spawning from. Looks like we've got Gondor, Cardolan, and Arthedain. Which again, I do like that vibe. It's similar to, we did just the last one I recorded was the Thranduil's Halls battle, in which we had Rudauer and Angmar fighting side by side against a Gondor, Arthedain, and Cardolan, yeah, attacking force as well. So we've got Smeagol here, so he's got his Gondorian infantry. Nice to see some nicer armoured up Gondorians today. We've not seen that for a little bit. A lot of people have been going for them for far less armour. Let's just go at 1 times speed for now, and we'll watch the mini-map, see what people are doing. Veterans of Osgiliath there, again with the armour upgrades. Marksmen of Caer Andros, lots of these Fountain Guard, Guards of Osgiliath, Pelagar Marines there. Nice and armour upgraded Axemen, of course, too. And then Lothian Honor Guard, Citadel Guard, good. Cool, I like this army. I've got, this is quite nice for me. Maybe I would have gone for some say cheaper archers and more of them, just to sort of absorb fire and maybe tempt, just especially when you're up against, I mean, I guess Angmar and Mordor can both pack on the armor. So we've got John here, he's got his camp followers chucked into the mix, he's got his Evandem spears, no armor upgrades for the Evandem spears today, so they are much more of militia looking boys. Arthedain men at arms there, just with 1 level of armor upgrade, but some with 2, so we do have the mixed forces here today, some perhaps more veteran forces that have secured that extra armor. It looks like the bulk of his army does actually have that double armor upgrade, just wasn't enough money for every single one of them. Even the Arthedain marksmen have been packed on the armor today, and the pikes. That's good to see. Right, we've really we've gone all out with the upgrades today, which I think is quite a good idea, especially when you're up against Angmar. Yeah, you need to pack on the armor if you're going to trade well with them. Even got some peacekeepers on the side, very nice. Certainly something that we can rely on to chew through the orcs quite quickly. Then Cardolan here by Sir Smokeslot. He's got his Greenwood Garrison archers. This is kind of good. This is what I was hoping to see, some fodder archers here, just to rattle shots into some, I guess, like the lower tier defenders as well, and also just hopefully tempting the defenders to shoot back at them. Bandits in the back here, that's nice. Sharpshooters, of course. Greenway Garrison pikes or footmen there. Gatekeepers without an armor upgrade. Captains without an armor upgrade. More of these Minhiriath men at arms, some footmen, sharpshooters. Okay, cool. Yeah, all in all, pretty good. I'm afraid, terribly unfresh. I'm going to have to sniff. There we go, that's fine. Bandits again there, and archers moving around. The flank, got to be a little bit careful with how far we're spreading here, because we do have some Melkor's Chosen to worry about. They could come running out to bully us. I don't know if the battle may have officially started, or we might just be in a bit of a grace. But I mean, like, the likes of here, sure, no, you wouldn't do it because it wouldn't be worth it. But something like a quick little charge there is a risk. Goodness me, I like, there's just, this is quite a cool little spot. Never really looked in here. All these little just tents and the little secured off fortification there. So you do have a lot of different avenues to approach this from. Goodness me, this would be a long walk around. I don't know if Gondor's going to be willing to do that. Sometimes even if there is another way to approach, it just takes so long to get there that it's just simply not worth it. But it does look like Cardolan is going to be making the march all the way around to that flank, which is going to be pretty tough. So that's what, 1, 2, goodness sake, there's a lot of ways to approach. If you use every single approach point, it's going to really drag out the defending forces. The only issue with doing that is each of the attacking positions are so far from each other that if something starts to go wrong on one of the attacking positions, it's very difficult to get reinforcements there. So when you do have something like the Nazgul and the Melkor's Chosen that can quite quickly start to break down an attacking position, and maybe, yeah, as I say, if you even force a break, oh, got the Barrow Wights there. That's why the balance of power is so close, even though we're looking at this from the defender's perspective. Those Barrow Wights are just pushing the balance of power far further up, just because there's so many hit points, and that's really one of the things the balance of power really loves. So if you look in the description, if you aren't too bothered about my waffling, feel free to just jump ahead to, say, the actual battle start point. That should be when basically the first casualties are being taken. So, because I do suspect, especially for a 44,000 frame battle, we've got a lot of shuffling that's going to be had. Again, sniff. Dear me. So I swear I don't have a cold. Maybe I do. What often happens, so I've just gotten back from a trip away at sea. So, my body is always just like, oh no, you're working, you're not allowed to get sick, you're not allowed to get sick. And then the moment I get home, it's suddenly like, yeah, okay, you're allowed to get sick now, Ryan. So that could be happening here. So we will start the battle here, yeah, because John's opening up onto these Barrow Wights, which I don't like that. I think things have changed now, which is quite interesting. So Barrow Wights in 0.98, maybe that's the case here, and I've just been silly. But Barrow Wights in this version, they just have they've got very high armor value, and they've got a lot of health, a lot of HP. So shooting at them like that is not going to do anything for them. But in the new version, I think Barrow Wights, they've actually had a much lower armor value, and I think even lower hit points, but they've just got this huge shield value. So they're not as much of a tar pit unit, they're more of a damage absorbing unit from. But either way, yeah. So Jon's held his fire. I might not start the battle there. I think that was maybe an accident, or this battle was called Jon Returns. So I think maybe this has been Jon's maybe a little bit more fresh. Been a little while since he's been playing, so he might have just wanted to give a quick few volleys into the barrowweights, just see what happens. So all in all, that was only really 2 volleys. Certainly nothing too much lost, and not too many misses. But as I say, just not going to do very much damage at all to those barrowweights. Yeah, you can see on the minimap there, the Cardolan forces have spent a good chunk off to the right, but he is going to be coming with the bulk of it down here. Which, oh shoot, no, we are going to be beginning here, because we have actually had a sally out. That's a great little move from Colonel Speaks there, just getting in and out. He is going to receive some shots. Now, if some of this is crossbow fire, that's going to be very, very damaging. The Melkor's Chosen do have a little shield value, but that's not going to count for anything when they're running away. Even just mass garrison archer fire, which it does look like that was. I don't think that was any crossbows. So that was just mass archer fire, but close range like that, that's going to do some damage. So, sucks to lose so many guys like that. Okay, yeah, we are actually beginning. Let's go to 0.9 just for a minute. Leading the way with the Peacekeepers is a very cool shout. The Peacekeepers do not have an armor piercing value, but they're quite capable. A decent bit of defensive skill to them and a good bit of attack alongside those civilians just to take the hits for them. Up against the Barrow-wights. I'm kind of surprised this isn't going better for him, to be honest, but I think I would have really loved to just see an AP unit coming up here, but again, you know, we just don't really have one of those to spare for Arthedain. Melkor's Chosen sort of exposing themselves here again. We need to get some shots into these guys because they might force themselves through and do something a bit crazy, which looks like that's what they're trying to do. Interesting. Let me just grab a screenshot just so I don't forget later on. Don't really approve of that. Oh, wow. Maybe it's going to cause a break, especially those civilians. No, they're getting shored up by the spears. Yeah, I don't know if that was the best move there, but I definitely like what he was going for. But no, okay, cool. We've chilled out again now. Yeah, we're sort of just a bit prepared. So I'd wonder just how much hit point damage was taken by those Melkor's Chosen there, because that was a lot of arrows that came into them. But they are a very healthy unit, and, well, yeah, very, very sturdy unit. They can take a good beating. No, look, Hades has got some... that's quite smart for him, just having something positioned all the way over here. The attackers don't have any sort of cavalry, so it's okay for him to defend it with just something like those Gardens of Cardolan. Just in case, or worst case scenario, Gondor ends up sprinting a unit around at the worst possible moment when everything else is engaged. He's still got something tucked away that can answer to this. Again, the Barrow-wights having an okay time up here, which is a bit of a surprise to me. I really would have expected those Dunedain Peacekeepers to be doing a bit better here. But as is the thing with Barrow-wights, they're probably suffering a good bit of hit point damage. Once we start seeing those numbers fall, they'll fall quite quickly. Gundabad Guard coming in there, just to shore it up. I like that. You know, Barrow-wights are really not meant to be fighting by themselves. They can wear an enemy down, they can definitely tire them out, but they're not going to inflict damage against them. I would want to see maybe like the Angmar Marauders come up here instead of the Gundabad Guard, something with a sword and board. But, oh dear, things are starting to get a little bit spicy now for the Barrow-wights, because the Gundabad Guard, again, because they're spears, they're just not going to be doing that much damage. To be honest, maybe it's a little bit crazy of me. I would have maybe put one of those Gardens of Cardolan. Just, yeah, because I mean, there are Peacekeepers up there, so... might have been a shout. But anyway, the Gundabad Guard are going to do not too bad up there at all. We can see here, this is sort of a problem with having your army so spread out and not being able to reinforce them in such a way. Reinforce them quickly. It allows like Oleg High and these quick response units just to come in and bash you out like that. So that's a nasty break there. That's quite an expensive unit. Well, not an expensive unit, but certainly not something that the attackers can afford to lose so freely. That was about sort of 60 off them that ended up getting broken, and probably didn't do too much damage. Jon coming forward now, but again, that's up against alongside some Inheriath spears. I really don't like this approach. This is, I think, if we're approaching here, we need to have our reserves closer. Right now, yeah, I would get the hell out of there, because what I would, if I was Colonel, I would swallow this up. I'd give a charge forward, because I think we could end up breaking this. And well, yeah, we could end up breaking those spears for sure. So I think this is a bit scary. Of course, Cardolan's low morale, something that does come into play a lot on siege attacks. You know, in field battles, you maybe don't see it too much because you've always got some morale buffing unit nearby, or in siege defenses as well, never really too much of a problem. But when you've got siege attack, when you need to rely on your units to sort of charge in independently like that, sometimes it can be a big, big nuisance. Let me zoom into the minimap for a minute. We can just sort of see how dense this Arthedain line is. Of course, if I was attacking from anywhere, this is where I'd want to be coming in from. This is a nice flat terrain, and John's done a good job sort of just starting to spread it out. It's maybe a little bit crazy. Like that Gondor's taking the long way around, coming in to reinforce. It's always good when the attackers sort of back each other up. It's a little bit crazy, but I'd want to get this spread out even further now. You can start to swallow around this, but then of course the Milkwood's Chosen is going to be a threat to bounce in and out of you. Yeah, hard to say. So all in all, John's, it's going okay for him there for now. Gondor, yeah, he's not committed to the full walk around situation. Cardolan over here. Or yeah, again, these spearmen just sort of fighting unaided. They're going to do a good bit of damage to those Olokai in an extended fight like this, as long as they don't break, but they're wavering at 70 guys now. And I'm really worried about this. They're not going to last too much longer. There are some Arthedain forces in there too. That's a full unit of Arthedain men-at-arms who are not here. I think it's just one or two guys that decided to hold the line with the boys. Okay, good. They've sort of sorted themselves out. To be honest, if this unit of Minheria spears is allowed to fight to the last man, they won't inflict many casualties, but they will have done quite a good bit of work against the... oh dear, those men-at-arms are broken. Where the heck were they? And that's the spears broken too. Deary me. These are some great early game wins for the defenders. They can be very, very happy with this because, you know, when you're being attacked by the Western Kingdoms of Man, you know, nothing is a fodder unit. You know, the civilians maybe. But, you know, Minheria men-at-arms, that's not fodder. That's a pretty expensive unit. You need to get damage done with that. You need to get work done with that. So if you can cause a break, like, you know, it's fantastic. So I think things have gone pretty well for the defenders right now, but it always will. You know, that's just the way that things go. Defenders are always going to come out on top in the early game. Let's see. Archers opening up. I like this. Can we reach... What are we going for? This or this? We're going for this. Oh, right. Cool. Yeah, that's really nice. I was hoping that we could just get a little bit further and maybe shoot these defenders in the back. I know it's just orc fodder, but it might be enough to sort of just to chase them away. I love that, yeah, Colonel's getting very aggressive here with the likes of his Saurons. Well, getting a good little downhill charge on the boys down here. Even though this was dismounted 4 Austeran Knights, that's Saurons well do not mess around, and it's a downhill charge against them. Nobody really likes that. To be honest, as wide as that attacking approach is, it's just not going well for the attackers right now. I think we need to ignore this for a little while. We're just losing boys. Maybe, I mean, this is still pretty spicy over here, but at least say we could position a ranged unit right here and we could get something done. We're just unloading shots into the front of these guys right now, into the orc fodder. Right now, as I say, the attackers need to start thinking, you know, we need to start thinking differently, because yeah, these brute force assaults are not really working out. Citadel Guard up front, I love that, especially up against these trolls of Gundabad. Those Citadel Guard are going to be having a lovely fight against them. That defensive value of having a spear, but also the AP just to chunk into them, and also they're a high quality spear, so they've got quite a high attack value for a spearman, of course. So those trolls of Gundabad are going to be dropping like flies. And yeah, I don't think Hades is really going to be getting anywhere near as much of a cost-effective exchange as the Olokai have had over on the other side. Still, I think he can be pretty happy with how this defense has gone so far. What are we at right now anyway? 7 for 15. That's about what we would expect. I say with that Thranduil's Halls fight, we saw that the attackers were, goodness sake, the attackers were at one point about 15% down. And they still sort of pulled it on back, so that's really what is to be expected from an attacker right now. As I just feel that if we're wanting to push up here, we need to push up with a lot more numbers. What's happening over on this end? Maybe this is where a lot of Sir Smoke's attention has been. Looks like there's been another little charge come in from the Melkor's Chosen. Perhaps thinking he can get some good work done up against those Menhir spears. And he did do some good damage, but he suffered from it. You know, these are spearmen, so they're gonna be hurting. He's down to 13 of these boys. So as much as we're thinking that the defenders are doing really, really well right now, we have to remember they've lost a unit of trolls. I don't know how those Olokai are doing. Those Olokai have definitely suffered some wounds, and these Melkor's Chosen are pretty badly wounded now as well. I'm a big fan of using these powerful units early on, where you can get some good value from them, but we do have to remember that they are they're going down. Right. So these there's a lot of pikes as well, which is going to be tough for Mordor to deal with, not having pikes of their own. But while those archers still have ammo, it's a bit scary to move them in. Smeagol coming in hard again. Those unupgraded Gundabad Guard are doing a great job of holding the line, actually. Maybe they're not a cheap spearman unit. Good, those pikes have arrived to the front line. I think this is a good time for them. And nothing has really been able to shoot them, perhaps, as I say, micro attention has been pulled away elsewhere. Those snag archers have popped up now, but yeah, you can see Hades hasn't really noticed them early enough. John, we need to get up there. We need to get up there. I know we've got that armor upgrade. So we can take a bit of a beating, but we need to get stuck up into the fight. We cannot allow our guys to get shot like this. Luckily, you saw from that Snaga Archer fire, it's going up and over, which is absolutely super. Very, very good to see that as an attacker. Guys, we're standing on top of each other. We all need to take our shots from the firing position. We need to take our turns, not shots, yeah. Crossbows opening up, hopefully not into the Snaga Stalkers. I'm sure they were picking another target further back. But yeah, now that those pikes are getting involved, that should start to be a bit scary. Snagger Archers opening up into the left side of the skirt, into the sharpshooters. Yeah, it's not nice, because you want those sharpshooters to be used later, but I would probably just grin and bear this. This is Snag Archer fire. It's not very high value. Well, not high value damage. My Menhir sharpshooters, they've got a shield, they've got armor. Somebody's got to take this hot fire. You know, it's I would just grin and bear it. As long as it's hitting my shield, I would just grin and bear it. As much as I want to use my sharpshooters in melee after they've used up their ammo, those maces are going to be so nice up against those armor upgraded Garns of Cardolan. It's just going to be beautiful. Melkor's Chosen coming down here. 4 Nostera Knights are going to be their target. Again, the problem is because there's so many winding attacking points, we need these footmen to come in and imagine if we could trap them now. They're going to get a nasty charge. 54 down to 45. I thought that would maybe be more damaging, but footmen, come on, trap them. Nah, damn it. I don't even think John noticed that. I think John was probably focused on something else. But that was a good little attack from Colonel there. Saying that, were those casualties taken earlier? How many do you have? No, it was only 2 that was taken. So that's another Melkor's Chosen. You can see, so they're low on hit points now. They've got to be. So he's not going to be able to do that too many more times. You can hear my throat is already dying. I will probably give a quick pause in a minute to go make a cup of tea. Archers here opening up, hopefully not into the Minas Morgul's Chosen. Does look like, I guess he needs to soften up these lines, but something like the Minas Morgul's Chosen, they're gonna love that. They're not really gonna have any problems sort of just shrugging that damage off. Is there anything more? There's archers sat up here opening up. It looks like they're maybe responding. Are they? I mean, hell, yeah, if you want to shoot into my Menhir archers, I'm more than happy to let you do that. That's absolutely fantastic. So no, very, very cool. There's a lot in here in reserve. Those javelins as well are going to be very, very scary later on. But, as I say, Cardolan's got to be wary over there. He's totally, he can't reinforce that position if something ends up going wrong. Footmen approaching. Dear, this is going to be a tough fight for the footmen because it is very, very steep terrain. So they're not really going to get their phalanx off properly. And moving in unaided. I mean, if they were able just to get like a flat ground engagement against these orc fodder, they'd love it, but Colonel's not going to allow that to happen. You can see those halberds are actually coming forward. No. I think it looks like Colonel's actually maybe committing to a bit of a retreat. We're seeing another Cardolan break there. That's some out of ammunition archers. Some more out of ammunition archers here, just alongside bandits. So they're going to break shortly as well. Just getting chased off by the Olokai, who must be very low on hit points now. Yeah, so you can see it looks like we're committing to a bit of a retreat now from the defenders, just because this center point has been fully broken open. We've sort of managed to spread it out. This is quite. I like the positioning off that little building, off this sort of little small group of houses. So that's just causing a little 2 choke points now instead of just a wide open hole in the lines. Nothing going on over here. As I do just like to have a quick check now and again. Those poor Snaga archers, out of ammunition, are just going to be getting absolutely gutted by these Gondorians and dismounted Fornosteran knights that are up against them. Right now they're saying victory is a distinct possibility, but I think that's going to vanish very, very quickly. They should have a good time in that fight. Gondorian archers over here dealing with those barrow wights. I'm remembering a long time ago I did this. I did my versus orc fodder video. I might do another one of those again, but I'd say it's just quite a bit of effort, unfortunately. And so it was had all the different sword masters going toe to toe with various orc fodder. Swarms of orc fodder. Just see how many they could deal with, and the dismounted Fornosteran knights slicing through the Snaga archers there is just sort of reminding me of that. Over here, yeah, you can see John is arriving. These dismounted, sorry, not dismounted. Imagine a mounted Greenway Garrison footman. Heavy lancer. Yeah, I thought that these guys were going to be toast, but no, they're going to be able to walk up. Melkor's Chosen are going to be getting a good few charges there. We need the footman to get in there. 123. That's a nasty charge. That's going to be very, very painful. We're going to be able to see how many kills these Melkor's Chosen get at the end of this. So that was about 20 guys, and again, that's armor upgraded Arthedain men at arms. That's not fodder by any stretch. But yeah, so it looks like they're committing to the full retreat. What are they at now? 20? Oh wow! 28 for 28. So the attackers have pulled it back, but the bulk of these losses now are these Snaga archers. It's this is just gonna be carving through. This is just gonna really even the numbers. But yeah, it's been a decent retreat. I think it's been about as good a retreat as you can really hope for as a defender. And as I say, they've done more damage over here. That wasn't as impressive a charge, and they're taking a lot more damage from it. I don't know if Colonel's going to try that again. Keep in mind, these Melkor's Chosen are very tired right now. You're probably going to want to just have them sit down for a little while and rest up. People do rest very, very slowly in Medieval 2. I love Medieval 2, of course, my favourite Total War. But that's probably my one problem with it, is just how long it takes you guys to get your energy back. You know, it's kind of pointless to rest them, because it takes them like 30 minutes to fully rest up. Menhiria spearmen here receiving javelins alongside the footmen there. I mean, somebody's got to do it, so it is what it is. And really what Cardolan's hoping for here, he's not hoping for anything big and dramatic. He's just looking for a long positive grind on this end. Now these guys are starting to get shaken. We need something coming in. The bandits are right behind them, so they can come in once they've used up their ammunition. Looks like these archers are out of ammunition. That could be a good shout. We just need some more numbers over here. Men at arms, yeah. There's nothing overly impressive here unless they're hiding away. So we're not really going to be able to make a big breach here. We are just going to be able to grind down. Now again, I worry about what's here to deal with the Olokai. We've just got to hope that everybody else has done enough damage to the Olokai already. But I mean, they'll be getting their support from their allies shortly, as everybody continues to move up through the other avenues. What's happening down here? These Barrow-wights. Now it's time to really start dealing with these Barrow-wights quite efficiently. There's no way these Barrow-wights can retreat. So to be honest, yeah, I would just get those sharpshooters in there in melee. Those sharpshooters will have a great time just bashing their heads in. Those little zombo heads. Anything else? I mean, the Citadel Guard, if we could bring them around. Let's go to 1 times speed. Things are focusing in a bit now. Pikes over here, yeah. So I would just want to deal with those Barrow Wights as efficiently as possible. I think things are going. I mean, yeah, the attackers are ahead. I think things have gone all right for the attackers. It started out very spicy, but considering how many dead trolls there are now, how much damage has been done to the Melkor's Chosen, the Barrow Wights are gone. I think that we're sort of all right. I think, but I think dealing with this last unit of Barrow Wights very, very efficiently could be a good shout. Because right now the problem is these, you know, the Barrow Wights are going to kill off some of these archers. They're probably going to even kill off a knight or two. It's just getting an AP unit in there from Sir Smokesalot could just sort this out quite quickly. And then it's also just going to be a case of how tired are the attackers going to be, because the defenders have pulled back here and they're just going to be able to rest up. And the problem is as well, the only place that they're actually defending now is over here, where the Cardolan push is going on. So oh dear, it's they're going to be able to quite efficiently deal with this attack from Sir Smokesalot, and then this is a position they can just ignore later on. So hopefully Sir Smokesalot can... I don't think there's any point in trying to retreat from this, because they would just push out against you again. I think you do just have to keep sort of feeding it in and just do your best to kill off as many of the defenders as you can from this position. I mean, yeah, hopefully it works out not too bad for them over there. But certainly I think by the time that the main push is being committed to over here, that Cardolan force is going to be wiped out. Melkor's Chosen are coming out and you're seeing they're exhausted now. So that's just going to mean that they're going to be so slow and sluggish escaping from combat. But if they can get a rear charge into something like this, or maybe even the Warden, I would just shoot those. I think they're going to get a charge on the Wardens. 50 before. Wardens are bracing themselves, but John's not spotted it. Oh, you can see how sluggish that charge is. They were absolutely just saved by this slope here. And those Wardens are going to be slashing in with some high damage from those swords. Not AP or anything like that. So now, even if John spotted this now, he went in for a melee charge against them, he could do some absolute serious work. But okay, they've gotten out of that. That was definitely in favour of the Wardens. Nice charge, though, I think. Oh, shaken. And John still didn't spot it. I guess he's just focused on trying to deal with these Barrow Wights as quickly as possible. Are we taking shots? Might be. Melkor's Chosen coming in for something else. 50 before contact. That went a lot better now. They did actually get that charge off. That's 59, sorry, 49 even. I expected more. There will have been a bit of hit point damage, no doubt, to some of the other boys. Colonel's going to try that again. It looks like we will focus on over here for a second, see what's what. Just zoom into the minimap for a minute. You can see it's very rare to have your defenders being the thicker line than the attackers, but that is sort of what to expect when you've got good attacking and evil defending. Only one Oleg High left. If these bandits can kill that guy off, I know that these Oleg High have done very, very well throughout this fight, but if we can just kill this last guy off, I think Sir Smokesalot can be happy enough with how this is gone. Those Minas Morgul Chosen are going to be fantastic there, but even as well, if a few of those Orc fodder make their way forward, it's just about dealing damage at this point now. We've got these Minheriath Men-at-Arms. I'd maybe want them a little bit closer to the front line. What I'm just frightened about is if we end up getting a big break here, and it's just over. We need those Minheriath Men-at-Arms a little bit closer, just so that they can respond to any sudden losses of morale. Barrow Wights still enjoying this fight. Yeah, you can see how many of these poor Fornost Knights have actually died. And I just think that the sharpshooters would have been able to deal with this so much more effectively. Down to 4 Melkor's Chosen. How are we doing for the... And 49... Yeah, okay, maybe the Citadel Guard came in. Didn't really... I don't think that was incredibly effective from the Melkor's Chosen. I liked it. I would have probably done the same, but it just didn't work out too well. Looks like it's going to be largely down to Gondor toward the end of this. I think Cardolan's been taking a lot of damage. They've been doing a lot of the heavy lifting in the early stages. Arthedain as well, but he just maybe had a nicer position to be pushing through. So it's going to be down to Gondor, which all that heavy armor and a lot of that those effective troops are going to be very tough to deal with, I think. You know, Gondor is something that was always quite effective in a siege, but goodness me, in 0.98, they are the gods of the siege. They're very, very nice. You can see here now we're wavering. I'd really be wanting to get involved now with what's left over here. No, that was a nasty break. So the Minohirath archers are standing guard down there now. I've actually got my sort of light suspicions. I think Cardolan's maybe lost connection, perhaps. I think because yeah, these guys sort of were just standing guard. Okay, they've been turned on fire at will now. The temptation to shoot these barrow wights is definitely real. I definitely understand why we want me to do that, but I would probably just want to hold my ammunition for something later on and just bash those guys' heads in with the maces. But no, that's any movement there. Yeah, everything just getting moved up. We've still got the peacekeepers, full unit of civvies for later on. And I think the attackers, the strength of the attackers right now are those elites. You know, we've really not seen too many of the attacking elites being used. Okay, no, Cardolan is moving up. He's got his gatekeepers. Yeah, that's still full ammunition from the gatekeepers. Arthedain pikes there. A beefy unit of Arthedain pikes is going to be tough to sort out as well. No, it's going to be but I mean the defending troops haven't used their infantry elites. You know, they've used these trolls and they've used the Melkor's Chosen, but they've really not used many of the actual serious infantry elites yet. Men at arms have moved on up now. Again, I'd probably just get them in alongside these archers. I just don't think that fighting individually like that is not gonna do as much good. I'd say with these guys, I'd either want to pull them back to like here, basically just so that if the defenders want to deal with it, the defenders will probably ignore them, but the defenders want to deal with them then they've got to push all the way out and fight you where you've got the high ground. Or, yeah, I'd want to just get involved, yeah. But you see, sort of, he got involved as his units were breaking, whereas I just feel you're better off jumping in there before that breaks. Ah, the Nazgul are here. Yeah, okay, so this is actually fantastic. That's a very good place for the Nazgul to be getting involved. I didn't even think about them, but again, the hope for the attackers is that those Nazgul have actually taken some damage. But as I say, I would have, with these men at arms, instead of charging in at that stage, I would have maybe tried to run back here. Just, as I say, so that the defenders have they've always got to leave something here, because now, once this is dead, they can totally ignore this place. But if there was a unit standing there, they need to leave something there. You know, out of fear that these guys might charge in later, or they need to move out and fight you where you've got the high ground, tiring themselves out a little bit. Again, you wouldn't have inflicted very many more casualties, but you would have just tired them out because they would have been fighting uphill. Which that's something that I do really worry about for the attackers. I'm actually saying that a lot of these troops are still just warmed up. A lot of them are exhausted. Now, this is something that I think maybe John needs to be wary of with moving those units up. You know, let your tired units rest for a little bit, and just send up the fresh guys. Yeah, like what we're seeing here. Just let these guys get rested down. No reason to shove them in there when there are fresh units ready to go. Dunedain Rangers there from Cardolan, still with their body piercing. So that's gonna be great to see what they get used at here. I didn't see any Adunaim Shadow Bows from Mordor, so those are the only possible Rangers that the defenders could be having. Sauron's Will coming on down. And yeah, the last, I'm chuffed to bits that these Minohirath men at arms have actually fought to the last man there, near enough. I don't know if you can hear my cat meowing. He's alright. No, he's fine. So now that Colonel can start pulling back, he's got no reason to leave anything here now. So that's gone pretty well. I think it's gone pretty well for the defenders over on this end. You see they have taken some damage. That last Ologhai was slain. That's definitely a nice little victory for Sir Smokesalot over here. You can be chuffed to bits with that. And the Uruk captains. I like that from Colonel. He was using his elites over here up against sort of less threatening units who aren't really going to do much damage to them. So yeah, no, that's great. Better than just wasting fodder, you know, which these Minheriath men-at-arms would have happily been, cutting through quite a lot of fodder. Over here, no, more archers coming on forward. I think we've probably got a good bit of shuffling. So again, feel free to skip ahead. I was advising somebody recently, you know, watch my videos at 2x speed. That's how I watch Total War content. It allows you to get through a lot more of it, of course, and just sort of makes those slower moments a lot easier to sort of bear with. Again, something that the attackers are kind of having a bit of a problem with here is we're standing on top of each other. I'd love to know, because so this is of course there's a lot of SR guys in here. I don't know if this was done when they were in the SR Discord, or if this was just, you know, everybody for themselves. But communication, come on dude, I love you. He's just needing attention right now. But I don't know if this was something that was done in the Discord, because it's, you really want to have some communication. That typing is just not working out, because it's yeah, you know, you can send a message, but it doesn't stay there, and it takes, as you're typing, who knows what can be happening. You can be getting charged here, there, and everywhere. So you're much better off just being in a Discord channel, and it means when you are in situations like that, you can say, hey, Sir Smokesalot, I'll move over. Yeah, like what they've done here. So now he can move here. So now that's a full open space, just because standing on top of each other is pretty rough. Looks like those archers are really just wanting to whittle down a few of those javelins. God, that's gonna be devastating, because some of those javelins are going to be getting into the backs of the troops. Hopefully most of them are going to be hitting, say, the left side, but that's really a rough point. I would not be wanting to attack from there, but the problem is I don't know where else you could attack from. Oh dude, come here dude. Right, we're holding boys for a minute. Let's just hover over something so I can just pet my cat and he can just sit in my arms for a little minute and realise that I'm a little bit busy for the cuddles right now, Basil. There we go. Okay, cool. Oh, I know, little boy. Oh, I know, Basil. So currently I've got him in both arms because he's a very big cat. You can't really hold him in one arm. So he's doing this sort of little sideways curl. Sort of, yeah, totally curled up over himself, being cuddled all over, and hopefully then that will just satisfy him quite quickly, and he will realise, okay, no, I do not need any more cuddles. Oh, okay, finito. But no, when I do make my cup of tea, I will go and check his food bowls. His food bowl will be full. I will check his water bowl. His water bowl will be full, and then yeah. But he just likes to shout. He just likes to shout. No, okay, that's fine. Witchers, oh dearie me, that was something I wasn't looking out for. Yeah, so Hades does have his Witchers. We can see that some of them have been bloodied, which is, I mean, that's great to see from the attackers. I don't know if they've done any burning. I'm sorry if I missed that. But, I mean, God, that'd be devastating. So yeah, getting your Witcher sort of tucked into this little gap at the wrong moment, well, at the right moment for the defenders, is just going to be horrific. That's good. Okay, yeah. All Basil needed was a little bit of petting, and now he's sat on my bed and he's going to chill out for a bit. Oh no, I said his name. He keeps shouting at me, but he's at least on my bed. Over here, archers. I like this, trying to find a different point. Problem, of course, with the likes of the more non-archers is you don't really have that same range that you get from a lot of, you know, mid-tier human archers. But when you've got a height advantage like this, you can really, it works wonders. It's absolutely insane just how much that height advantage allows you to do. What is this? Oh, some Citadel Guard that have just gotten left behind, the banner carriers there. What's happening over here? Is there a little bit of a battle? Citadel Guard over on this end. Where are those Guardians? Well, what is this unit? If I zoom in a bit. What the hell? Where are they? Citadel Guard, okay. There they are. Oh! Oh dear. What the hell, Guardians? Do you have a way back up? Or have you... I think those Guardians are trapped. Yeah, those Guardians are trapped. Oh dear. Hades, what happened there? Yeah, well, I mean, at this point, you can kind of just ignore those guys. That's quite an expensive unit. I'm sure Hades, I don't know how the heck that has happened. Maybe Hades accidentally clicked something and they've just been walking for a while and he's been ignoring them. But yeah, they're stuck down there behind enemy lines. And something like the Citadel Guard. So now the question is for the attackers, like, do we go down and we deal with this very efficiently right now, or do we just ignore them? And just... It means you've got to be watching your back, but... Yeah, I'd probably just be ignoring it, but yeah, we'll see. Anyway, over here, we do have contact now. Arthedain leading the way with the pikes and infantry. We're shaking, though. We need something behind them. It's a good idea just to have something behind those lines, because yeah, this charge of the orc fodder in there. I know it's just orc fodder, but that's a bit scary for the guys. It scares the hell out of me how shaken these boys are. Can we get... Doodling Peacekeepers, fantastic. Yeah, just something there. Now these those javelins have actually been holding their fire. I'm a little bit surprised at that. I would have maybe been going for those pikemen, but I guess Colonel he's waiting for the elites to come forward, and perhaps those peacekeepers might be the ticket for him. Some of them fighting some routing guys, looks like, or some orc fodder that have gotten very, very keen and charging down. Yeah, you can see, so that's from Colonel. He charged down his orc fodder like right on top of the enemy there. Having a quick look over here, it looks like maybe Gondor is... No, he's marching around. And those are some routing guys. Okay, yeah, so he's just making the long march around. Hopefully these guys, as I say, they get a little while to rest before they get involved in any fight. Yeah, Guardians of Cardolan just sat there for now. Because they're defenders and this is like a cityscape, this isn't a capture the flag situation, they will have to be killed at some point. But the defenders lacking them and shoring up a defensive line like this, that's a bit nice, a bit nasty. Gondor infantry, peacekeepers have gotten involved there. No javelins been sent on them. I like the civilians. Damn it, civilians, don't be shaken. Why is the part of the line still shaking? Is there something in... I guess it's like technically these guys are like standing behind them, so that's quite intimidating. Burret captains there just keeping everything in check. More on halberds arriving now. That's quite nice to see. This is going to be quite devastating for them, for the defenders. Of course, that's AP from the halberds. And although halberds do suffer on steep terrain, it's nowhere near as much as pikes are suffering on steep terrain. But all in all, this seems to be going... Oh dear. Oh dearie me. We need to make sure that we don't get a break here. Because if we get a break, this is so devastating for the attackers. That's a 38 garrison footmen is not pretty. What's this? That is a guard. That's a full Guardian Cardoon unit being thrown on in there. And lacking AP. Oh no, Minhera sharpshooters are in there. Again, they're shaking. What is causing this morale? Oh, Witchers. Oh dear, Witchers. Okay. We're seeing arrows coming at them, but because of this position, it's so difficult to see them. Ow! Whoosh. Okay, yeah. That's definitely a bit nasty, but to be honest with you, oh dear. If some of that should return. So that was a full volley of Witchers. There. I thought maybe only a few of them would be used, and that would be absolutely frightening if they could be that effective. But no, that was a full volley from them. So if they've already given a volley, you know, and we say if we've missed a volley and that's a full volley, they can't have too much left. The problem with standing there is, like, the attackers were doing the right thing. They were trying to shoot up and over into them, but it's just, it just wasn't working out because of that position. So now things are a little bit worse for them. And this is really the only place they can attack from right now, isn't it? I mean, you can come all the way over here, but that doesn't give you access. That just gives you, yeah, that just gives you a little defensive point here. Yeah, okay, then yeah, you've got to come all the way around. Dear me, oh, I see. Wow, those gardens conjuring were way over there. Yeah, there was no way for them to get back. Deary me, I thought they had another escape route that they could take. So no, that is the only position that the attackers can come through. And gosh, is that a rough one. So it really is just the Wardens of the North are getting involved there. I didn't realise they used up all their ammo. I guess the Wardens had perhaps been used to try and get shots. No, maybe that was an accident. They're being pulled back. Maybe that was just a little mistake there. Being replaced by some Dunedain peacekeepers. Good. These guys did come back. A few of them got singed by Witcher fire, but no, they're brave men of brave men of Numenor. Our captain's still ready to go. There's a lot waiting here. So once they fall back from here, they actually do have 2 positions to hold. So, and then say falling back to the final point again, it's 2 positions. You could fall all the way back here, and then almost. No, I have seen a fight go all the way back to this very point. It was on Uman's channel a long time ago now. There was a defense all the way over there, with just a handful of dwarves remaining. But right now, because the defenders have dealt with the attack that came from this side, they wow, whoa, good stuff, John. Good stuff, John. Try and capitalize on this. Now this is going to mean that you're getting shot right from the back, but flat ground, a bit more space to get around. We need support now, though. We need support, and we need the space to put an archer unit here to try and sort that out or something. Oh, Jono. I love this, but we need support. We cannot get another break. Temple Guard coming in with that armor-piercing fire. It's going to be very, very scary. What's that? That's just Gobble Trackers, but that's Gobble Tracker fire to the back. Oh dear, can we try and just bust through this? I don't really think we can, but if we could, that would just be phenomenal. Temple Guard coming around. I know, little dude. Right, we'll sit here for a second. I'm just going to pet my cat. Dear me, little boy. Good. So that's fine. Arthedain suffering some little breaks there. Civilians are escaping. Oh dear, yeah. Oh no, as much as I like that, I don't know if it's going to work out, because now they've just got a perfect shot on their backs. It's always just so messy when the defenders have a situation like this where shields can just be ignored. You're only relying on that armor value, and then when your armor is getting chucked down by armor piercing shots. Oh dear, these are big breaks going on there now, guys. I think there's been a little bit of a struggle with coordination between the attackers right now. People just seem to be coming in sort of in their own time. Maybe you know, like it's very natural to sort of, people are afraid of sort of different things, but I say when that push from Arthedain was made, we really needed to be following that up with another sort of shunt. Hopefully John lets these guys rest a bit now. Let them sort of recompose themselves a bit. It's always tempting as soon as something stops routing to just tell them to get back in the breach, boys. But you really need to just give them a minute just to recompose themselves, because you'll just end up causing them to break again immediately. Gondorian infantry here, nice fresh guys. Trying to back up the... we got Dismounted Knights of Numinous in there. Yeah, we need something standing behind them. To be honest, if I was the Temple Guard, I'd be going for it. But yeah, we need something backing them up, which has arrived now. Because you see where the actual melee is happening. But these are John is... Yeah, that's such a shame, because so John went all out with the attack there, but it was all of the mainline units retreated, but the elites stayed. So the elites stayed there without any sort of shielding, which is really, really rough. Sharpshooters coming forward. Oh no, they've got their crossbows. To be honest, I'd bite the bullet. I'd try and set them up here and try and get some shots into this Temple Guard with my crossbows. Absolutely, I think that's very, very worth it. The trackers coming around. Yeah, shot down in the back by a Temple Guard. Temple Guard assassin there, bringing down the General of Arthedain. Somebody's got to take this fire, but it's such a shame to see it going into the Wardens of the North and the Dismounted Knights of Illuminus. I see because a unit, the sharpshooter sat there, is either going to make those Temple Guard, because the Temple Guard will not like that engagement. They will not like that fight, getting crossbowed to hell. Oh dear, those Gondor infantry breaking. Rangers here. I don't know what these Rangers are going to be up to. We're getting some up and over fire, which is never what you want to see from Rangers. Can we shoot into this with the Rangers? No. So you seem to be trying to just like carve through the main line. Oh no, maybe we are. I would try to sort of squeeze them up, get them sort of along this diagonal, and I think you could maybe get a carving shot through here. I know you're hitting shields and you're hitting heavily armored guys, but as I say, when you're attacking, you've got to be a bit more liberal with your Rangers. You're never going to get those perfect shots in. Sharpshooters, yeah, well, because these Gondorian infantry ran through them, that just broke their morale. Yeah, I do not know how the attackers are really going to be able to break this. I mean, the problem is if it's going to happen all at once. And if it's going to happen all at once, then the Witchers are there as a threat. We've still got Pelican Marines. You know, this is the issue with like good attacking forces. So many good armies. They've got javelins, they've got good archers, and they want to use them. They need to use them. But for situations like this, this is where evil forces are going to be prevailing because they just have the mass to take the hits, to absorb that fire, or the mass to just bust through. None of these attacking armies really have any. They've not got any high mass units. They've got nothing that can batter this down. A little shot there. Very, very nasty. The gatekeepers are set up, but again, the gatekeepers are set up inside of the sharpshooters. We need one of these guys to move. Good, we are moving. Sharpshooters advancing. Guards of Osgiliath alongside Gondor infantry, but these are the Gondor infantry that broke just shortly ago. And those Guards of Osgiliath are already shaken as they're coming forward here. Yeah, that's them broken again. This is why we need to set them out for a little while. Because once a unit breaks, I think once a unit breaks, their morale is constantly damaged. Like they never get to the same like leadership, as it's talked about in the later Total Wars. You know, the leadership stat. I don't think that ever fully comes back to its maximum. But I think just sometimes setting them aside, and that was another Gondorian infantry unit, came back from routing, but was just immediately routed away. I understand why Smeagol is doing this. He needs these troops on the front lines, but there isn't really anything to send in instead. But dearie me, I think. Oh, yeah, so much firepower. It's just so unpleasant. Like whenever. A lot of maps do have these sorts of positions where the defenders are able to sort of hit them in the back, but normally, to deal with that, you've got another position to attack from. To be honest with you, maybe. I mean, you're the attacker. It's a shame because it takes a very long time, but you're the attacker. You control the flow of the battle. I'd be really tempted to just say, stuff it. We're going around. We're going to go around. We're going to come and attack from this end. Just because this is so nasty. But saying that, you have the same position here. It's longer, but the Temple Guard could do it. Maybe the Javelins couldn't, but the Temple Guard could still do it. Yeah, so it just seems to be a very nasty point of this map. Captains are involved there. We need it. If I was the attackers at this point, I would just say, boys, all in. We've just got to go. and just every infantry unit I've got is going to get stuck in there, whether it's an elite or anything. Just get it chucked in, get it trying to work in amongst the enemy troops a good bit, because you can see, like, when we get these infantry engagements, we're winning. But yeah, it's just tough to do that. Arthedain Rangers here out of ammunition. Quite highly skilled in melee, but not very much attack value from them. I really do like what they've done with Rangers in 0.98. Of course, missing that body piercing changes the game a lot, but Rangers now being, I think it sort of matches what a Ranger is to me anyway. Now they're like this high value sniper, and with that very effective use in melee as well, as see that skill with their blades to protect themselves and do quite a good bit of damage in melee. Rangers are basically just a guaranteed pick for me now in almost every sort of engagement. Still shooting them. What we got over here? Peregrine Marines curving around, trying to get their javelins spent up there, but I think you need to get a little bit higher on the slope if you're going to want to do that. Now, of course, the pathfinding, I'm saying to put these guys here. It's not that easy for them. There could be some sort of block that we don't know is there, and sometimes your boys are just a bit finicky, and they don't stand where you tell them to stand. You know, that's just a problem with Medieval 2 at this point. You know, as much as I adore Medieval 2, it is an old game. Now, I love this. We do have they're going to try and block that up, but we've got a passageway now. We need to use that. I don't know what we can really use for it, but it's great to see that the amazing thing about this is the defenders have managed to sort of turn this, so they've exposed their left side now to this incredibly devastating position. So now any shots coming into them are hitting the left side instead of the back. That's absolutely fantastic from the boys. Very, very well done. Chuffed to bits with them there. Temple Guard out of ammunition. Sucks they're going to be coming into melee, but amazing to see that. Witchers though, oh dear. Witchers do not care if you've got a shield or not. Oh wow. So that was very concentrated. Those Greenway Garrison footmen, absolutely heroes. Oh no! Ah dear, it caused a break though. Axmal Lasana, you blowing scoundrels. The heroes of those Greenway Garrison footmen just taking that burning, just taunting the Witchers to take that full fire on themselves so that the heavily armoured Gondorians didn't have to. But no, very, very brave of them. Now that has to be, I mean, the fact that they've been pulled back there could just be bait. But I mean, could be like, oh, you don't know how much ammo I've got left. I think he's still got one more volley left. But I don't think we missed a Witcher volley in the early stages. I think he's got one more volley left and that's it. But one volley can still be absolutely horrific. Good stuff from Smeagol coming in. Pelgar Marines still with ammunition. But I see, I don't really know what they can shoot now. Maybe having them, again, I'm talking about this position, but maybe having your Pelgar Marines like sat right here to just be like, hey, yeah, Witchers, you want to come back? You may even be able to get a good lob shot into them. Perhaps they're a little bit too far, but John coming in for what looks to be the final assault from him. These routed apps, these guys, they've earned my respect for sure, and they've actually managed to come back from routing. Fantastic. Veterans of Osgiliath, it's a shame they've not been able to use much of their ammunition at all, but they are heavily armoured, so they'll be pretty damn useful. Pelgar Marines. Again, Menhir has sharpshooters, lots of ammo. I think they used a bit of it on the barrow whites, but not too much. Fountain Guard, as I say, I always, for me, you know, when I play as Gondor, oh, we can see over here the Gardens of Cardolan were not happy just waiting until the very end. They did come for a quick little backstab here, but this is going to be, yeah, the Fountain Guard are fantastic against them. It's very, very good use. And to be honest, the Marksmen of Caer Andros will do not too bad as well. I wonder if did they have any other engagements? Doesn't look like it. But yeah, I think definitely catching them with the Fountain Guard has done very, very well. To be honest, if I was Sir Smokeslow, I would maybe have gotten these Guardians, or not Guardians, Gatekeepers to come in for a little backstab against that, just to finish it off. These guys, come on, the blooming footmen stopped routing. You guys get back. Maybe they've already been routing back and forth a few times, so they're fully broken, fully shattered. Veterans arriving, just shooting up and over. It's a shame, but maybe that's just what you've got to do now as the attackers. Just got to take absolutely whatever shot you can get. That, oh dear, some broken marksmen. That's a big unit of marksmen to be breaking. Of course, not going to be doing too much damage in the fight, but yeah. Halberds there. Quite enjoying that fight, those halberds, actually. Temple Guard over there to plug that gap on the right side. Not really got anything to try and deal with that at this time. There's probably the Nazgul involved in this somewhere. Can't really see them. That's one of the main strengths of the Nazgul. Because they're so small, you can never really know where they are when they've been thrown into the melee. The Witchers as well. You know, once they use up their ammunition, far less healthy than the likes of the Nazgul. But they can do some good work as long as they've got a lot of support around them. They can definitely hack and slash with their weird spiritual swords, I suppose, or weird magic enhanced swords. So that's all that the defenders have now, though. Sauron's well. Some Guardians of Cardolan. Those emergency Guardians of Cardolan are going to be dealt with shortly. Firepower, just, yeah, I mean, all these arrows just coming up and over. They're hitting something. You know, it's... You can argue when it is a big blob like that, is it worth it? You know, because at least you know you're hitting something. I think those Guardians have been broken now. Yep, that's it. They ain't gonna... Yeah, either way, they've got to run through something or run off the map. Fountain Guard coming forward. Marksman of Andros need to really sort of be sent in here. So, dearie me. Yeah, Pike's breaking there. That always sucks because these guys immediately got a morale debuff before they even you know, approach the fight. Gatekeepers, yeah, you can see it looks like Sir Smokeslot has just had to take what you can get. What I worry about is these guys might be about to shoot the routing Guardians, because I think they might have just been left on fire. Well, yeah, that's what they're doing. They've given a volley over here to the Guardians of Cardolan. That must be Gondor reaching half of their men now. Surprised he didn't pass that already. We do have Fountain Guard in the fight. Okay, so you're seeing all of this up and over fire. It is actually having some effect. Sauron's well having to come on in the fight now. What's this? Blackwatch Legion. Only 13 Blackwatch Legion remaining. Still, the Witchers are advancing. We'll see what they can do. Fountain Guard. Oh, I love you guys, I really do, but maybe this is beyond you. Just a few Nimlothian Honor Guard remaining. Yeah, Veterans of Osgiliath now out of ammunition. They're coming to get involved. Arthedain Marksmen coming back into the fight after that rout. Temple Guard. I mean, to be honest, yeah, the Fountain Guard will definitely hurt the Temple Guard an awful lot. Still, as a phalanx fighter, that's changed up for them in the new version. I wasn't too sure how I felt about it at first, but I think I do like it now after a few uses of them. They're just as messy as they always were. Temple Executioners, we can see them showing up. The big two-handed blades coming on forward. Don't really know what we've got to deal with that now. That's a general going down. I don't know who... we're seeing a quick little Arthedain route. Arthedain already lost their general. Might have been amongst the Veterans of Osgiliath. That could have been the Gondorian general that fell there. Pelargir Marines might suffer a bit from that, but right now everybody seems to be quite inspired to keep going, keep smacking. Keep seeing this guy, and I think he's part of the Witcher unit. It keeps shocking me. The Witchers, it looks like he's trying to sort of tuck in amongst the Guardians, make the attackers sort of forget about them a bit. Still bashing in. Sharpshooters here. Gatekeepers. What do we have? So sharpshooters, gatekeepers. Fountain Guard coming up. No, those are Axemen Lasana. Oh, they did come back from routing. Marksman of Andros. Seems to really be it for the attackers, though. No. The gatekeepers can't really find a mark. Neither can the sharpshooters. We'll see once everything ends up breaking, because, oh, well, saying that, the Fountain Guard and Veterans of Osgiliath seem to be quite enjoying that fight now. I see when they're not fighting something like a Temple Executioner, they're going to do very, very well in this engagement. What I worry about, that's still a healthy unit of pikes in the back lines. Oh, again, it's the same guy. He keeps jump scaring me. Okay, no, Witchers have arrived now. Nothing to really counter them. Now, this is really just going to be easy. Is this a full volley of Witcher fire? Or is this maybe just one or two guys, you know, blasting their magic way? Nothing the attackers can really do at this point. They've just got to hope they can take it. That was it. That must have been it. Ouch. Right into the Fountain Guard. That's a lot of them broken. Yeah, no, that'll be it then. And that's the Witchers out of ammunition. So that was only two more balls of fire that got thrown out there. But that'll be all she wrote, really, I think. Now, veterans will hold out as long as they can. But no, the Temple Executioners should be able to sort of mop this up. Deary me. We're going to get some crossbow fire from the Gatekeepers and the Sharpshooters there. Now that everything is broken, they can just unload, even if they're unloading right on the front of these defensive positions. It's still going to be messy. What's being sent in here? To be honest, if I was the attackers right now, get everything tucked in here. Just hide around this corner. Just bring it. Don't bring anything back. That's okay. That's the Cardolan general falling there. Damn, he'd been sticking around for ages. That was. He looked like a Cardolan general, didn't he? But he might have been a. Was he in with the? Because this was where the captains, the Dundee captains, were fighting over on the left there. Yeah, that's one Dundee captain remaining. I think it was maybe over there. Could have been. To say. Anyway, yeah. Now, I mean, they've got shots on the Temple Guard. Don't everybody get out of the way. Just get out of the way. Get around the corner. Good. Fountain Guard. Get around there. Just let the crossbows unload. Guard of the Gilly, move. We just and Pilgrimaries, get out of there. We just need everything to unload on the face of this. He's charging downhill. He knows what's coming. I think we're maybe. Oh, what's going on? Wait. No, boys. Because this, if we were naughty about this, which I think the attackers are totally fair to do, I would get these sharpshooters back. I would run them back here, and I would just engage in like a skirmish fight with these guys. Okay, Gatekeepers there, they pulled out their halberds. I don't know if they've used up much of their ammo, but they've just pulled out their halberds. They'll hold the line. They'll hold this flat ground very, very well, even up against pikemen. Fountain Guards, seeing their, halberd and halberd, very high quality halberds, mixing in amongst the Axeman with Sanak. So much AP, just focused there. Sir Smoke's a lot. I mean, if he can just keep using his... Oh, he's trying to get his Gatekeepers back. Yeah, okay, cool. Gondor, hold the line. Hold the line as best as you can, Gondor. Be brave. But yeah, Gatekeepers just pull back. Marksman and Cairandros opening up. This is a lot of very high value. No, just run over here. Just, don't make sure you're not in the way of anybody. Sharpshooters. Hopefully you don't have too much ammunition left so you can be getting involved and holding the line soon. Because something's going to have to. Those Fountain Guard, as much as I love them, they're going to get broken. Those Guards of the Giliath are broken. 56 Fountain Guard. Axemen, come on Axemen, you need to redeem yourself here. You can do it. You don't really need to be inflicting many casualties yet, but you can see, I think Colonel's going to do the right thing here, and Hades too, and just bust around them. That's why I would have maybe left the Gatekeepers in there. I would have maybe just had the Gatekeepers staying there, just so you've got them bottled up. And then it means you don't get to use the Gatekeeper ammo. Yeah, there's one Nazgul remaining. So you can see how much damage they've received. No, Axeman was Sanak. Yeah, you can see I like this position from the marksman. Just pouring shots in there, just absolutely firing these arrows and crossbows into them. I think he's not pulled back far enough, just so his guys are a little bit confused about how to shoot. Manhira Sharpshooters are in guard mode, which is probably the best shout for them right now. Oh dear. No, and that'll be that. So it was a good last little stuff you move. Gatekeepers there getting shunted. I think he's trying to move them, but nah, they're stuck in there now, dude. I feel, although it would have stopped the Gatekeepers from fighting, from using their ammo, I would have left the Gatekeepers there. because I think the gatekeepers mixed in with that fountain guard and the axemen, yeah, the boys could have probably pushed through it, but it would have been a lot more difficult because there would have been, as I say, like 100 heavily armoured gatekeepers there to get through as well. And that would have allowed your full unit sharpshooters to use up their ammo. And then, you know, it wouldn't have won, certainly wouldn't have won, but I just think that would have allowed a lot more damage to be done. Because I mean, those gatekeepers really only got another 2 volleys out, you know, another two full volleys out maybe. And yeah, and they would have enjoyed that fight there. Now, instead of like getting fully sort of mopped up and surrounded now as they are, dearie me, goodness me, it's a lot of bloodshed over here. As I say, I think, of course, I didn't realize it at the time, but this attack was far more important than I realized. I didn't realize that they only had 2 approaching points. I'm sure if the attackers could go back, Cardolan would have said, right guys, I'm putting 90% of my force is going to come down this way, and I'll give you just a handful to assist and skirmish with them here. Like, I'll mess with them here, mess with them a little bit here maybe, but you're dealing with, like, the bulk of you is coming through here, and that's the way it's going down. But yeah, and you see Sir Smokeslot, he packed on the numbers. There's a few other things that I'll talk about at the end, I think. How many? Whoa! The amount of blooming... Yeah, you can see just the effectiveness of how well they were able to just capture Cardolan troops and just break them and catch them. That was absolutely fantastic. The Nazgul did great, of course. Only one guy left from them though, so you know they did fight to their full worth. Minas Morgul Chosen, yeah, I think their fights were great. Olokai, absolutely phenomenal from the Olokai. Yeah, they just picked their fights very, very well. Then, let me see. I like the Olokai. Some Olokai got healed. I do like the idea of an Olokai sitting there in like a hospital bed, just trying to get healed up. Melkor's Chosen there. That's a surprise, I guess. But keep in mind, like the Melkor's Chosen, the bulk of their thing was they were breaking guys as well. It wasn't just about killing them. But I'm quite surprised at that. I thought they got more kills than that. Archers, yeah. I mean, defense. Your archers are always going to, even if they're lower quality archers, they're going to do well. But yeah, and of course, yeah, Hades, good stuff. So I think the big thing for me there, and this is a problem that you see a lot of the time when good are on the attack, is just too many archers, maybe. I think individually the armies were like, yeah, fine, not too many archers, but I think when everybody brings an okay amount of archers, it's bad. You know, I think we needed... If everybody just dropped an archer unit and took another melee unit or took a better quality melee unit, I think like with Gondor, I mean Smeagol kind of, yeah, he's besting me because he was the highest kills anyway, but I think had we traded out those Marksmen of Kirandros for Gondor archers, you know, and instead then just brought some higher quality infantry, or something like that, perhaps that could have changed things a little bit. And yeah, all in all though, I think the attackers did the best they could. Whenever you've got a situation like this where the defenders can shoot you in the back, well, it's not easy at all to counter it. You know, the only way to counter that is being able to push up to a point, you know, as I was saying over here, where you can get a javelin unit or something to scare away the enemy archers. That's really your only choice, because it's just, or busting through it, which, as I say, good factions just struggle to do that, because when the grind was happening, it was going good. The grind was good for the attackers. But yeah, anyway, cool. I'm gonna go make a cup of tea, gonna go play with my cat for a bit, and he's sulking over at the corner of my bed now. He's maybe he's decided he doesn't need any cuddles. But yeah, cool. And I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye. Fantastic. So I do actually have a second copy of this from John's perspective. So just have a quick look and see the kills that his boys were getting. The Wardens of the North, that's actually quite impressive. Because I wasn't really too sure if they were getting off any like great shots, but of course the Wardens are perfectly adequate as like sword masters. After those poor dismounted knights of Numinous, we saw them getting shot in the back, so that's all fair. He did. Right, okay, he had a lot more men at arms than I thought. So I guess that does, like, he was packing on the infantry, wasn't he? Which that was what I was saying was a bit of a problem. But to be honest, yeah, looking at Jon's army, I'm actually, like, I'm pretty content with this, because I was talking about, like, maybe they had too many archers, but I think he had civilians for, you know, making up a bit of fodder. Dismounted knights, you know, 4 Astera knights, yeah, but unfortunately for some of them. The Dunedain peacekeepers, I'm really surprised. I thought they would do way, way better than they did. And then, yeah, the heaps of men-at-arms. So, I don't know, I like Jon's army an awful lot. There's far fewer archers than I was thinking. I thought he maybe had like an Evandom archer or something there mixed in just to pad that out too. But anyway, no, super duper, just in case you're wanting to see that. But anyway, cool. Thanks so much. See you later.